Alright, this video is for back flush of your heater core. I have already done this, so you might not see as much improvement on my vehicle, but trust me, you will get a lot more heat if you're having trouble getting heat out of your heater core. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is start up the truck. Alright, the heater is on full, high power, as high as you can get it. Okay, now I'm putting mine to defrost just to get maximum heat coming out of the vent. I have this digital thermometer. Okay, now as you'll see, I'm getting a reading of my air temperature before I start. The reason I'm redoing this video is last time I didn't actually show the process of me doing it so well, so I'm going to show the hookups and everything. As you can see, I had almost no heat the first time I did this. I'm at 106 degrees, 107. It's relatively going to top off right there. It's still going up a little bit. Alright, so let's just say 110 because I'm not going to sit here forever. Okay, so obviously turn the vehicle off. Alright, you will not need too much tools for this. A bucket, an adapter piece that you can buy at any parts store, and it hooks your garden hose up to a hose. This is a 5/8 inch hose. Some scrap I have laying around, a screwdriver. Okay, here's your inlet and your outlet for your heater hose. And basically what's happening is all the heat from your motor is running down this hose. When you open this valve, the antifreeze that's hot goes into the heater core. It goes through the whole heater core system, and when it comes out, it's cold again, and it goes back into the motor, just like the way that your radiator does. Okay, it's basically the same system. Okay, so now, first thing I'm going to do is climb under the vehicle and drain out the antifreeze after you open the cap. Now, mine's a little bit hot. I've been running it this morning, but there shouldn't be too much pressure. Maybe a little more than I thought. Not too bad. It's not a good idea to do, but I actually drove it around a little bit on purpose because I have flush in here. I'm trying to get everything really pulled out of there as much as possible, and I'm redoing the entire thing. As you can see, there's steam coming off, but it's actually a very cold day, so not the best idea, but it'll be fine. Okay, now I'm going under the vehicle. Okay, I'm now under the vehicle. This is your radiator right here. And here's your valve to let it all out. I have a little bucket here, and all I'm gonna do, if I can get my hand in here while I hold the camera, is open this up, and as you can see right away it starts coming out. And the more you open it, the more it'll come out and splash all over the effing place and piss you off. So drain the whole system. Okay, now as you can see, it's draining. I don't have it open all the way, so it's going pretty slow, but only because I don't want it to splash all over the place and get on the ground, because if you don't clean up the antifreeze properly, animals, especially dogs, love to eat it because it smells or tastes sweet. I'm not sure, I have never tasted it, but it is very deadly to them, so you want to make sure you dispose of it properly in containers, and I believe you can bring it to your auto parts store and they will take it for you. Okay, as you can see, it's very dirty. I've had the flush running for about 3 days, so it's coming out pretty gross, but that's exactly what I'm looking for, and that's the other reason why my temperature in my cabin is so high. So anyway, I'll speed this up a little bit by pausing the video while this drains. Okay, now something I also want to mention real fast is obviously, if you know anything about these systems, your thermostat is right here. Now, because you're basically draining this whole system, if I were you, I would take out the thermostat and replace it unless it's not old, just because they do get gunked up and everything. They cost like 15-20 bucks depending on your vehicle. Okay, so now what I'm going to start doing while this is draining is actually going to put a bucket under my wheel to catch any leaking antifreeze. Once again, trying to protect all the animals. Okay, now I'm back up at the top. Very simply with a screwdriver, you unscrew both sides, and you try not to work lefty if you are righty. Okay, I'm going to undo both sides. I'm basically just replacing them with different hoses. Now I don't... I guess I'm okay. I'm going to pull this hose, and when I do, it is going to make a little bit of a mess. So be prepared. I guess I did not loosen it enough. Okay. So here he goes. One more. Now these are all new on mine because I've already replaced all these hoses. Sorry about that with the video there. Okay. Now the proper way to do these is you take a pair of pliers, and when you squeeze on them and you crank it to the side, it'll crack them just a little bit, and then you can wiggle them off. But like I said, mine are all new, so I do not need to do that. As you can see, they come off with no problem. But if you do not have new ones, I recommend that you crack them first. This thing is draining very slowly, but it is draining. So here we go, and you will see what comes out. I'm going to hold it up right away because I want to direct it as much as possible. I don't know how well my bucket's going to catch. Here we go. Well, luckily enough it drained out. Let's see if I can dump this into the bucket here. Just to get what gravity would knock out on me later and piss me off. Now this one, I would expect something would come out of one of them. No, I guess not. There we go. I knew something was going to come out. And once again. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. Okay. Just let that sit there for a minute while everything gets out of there. Okay, I'm just gonna disconnect this here, and what I want to do is hold this up as high as possible so the gravity will put it down into the motor so it can fall out. Okay. And I'll just put it here out of my way for right now. Now this one is hooked up to the cable which runs to change from defrost and heat and whatnot inside your cabin, so I can't move this without unhooking it. So I'm just trying to put it out of the way. Now, because the way this is coming down and back up, that almost guarantees there's something in there. So you do not want to mess with that. Now I'm going to pause this while we finish draining this slow ass thing. Alright, now what we have here is, like I said, you can buy this adapter right here, this stupid T-fitting that I just plugged the one end. Use whatever you have. Just make sure whatever you plug it with is not going to go into the tube and get into your motor. So you just hook this one end to the garden hose, and then this end here, I'll take this fitting right here and put it on here. Okay, now, like I said, when I open this valve, it lets antifreeze into here. So I know that this is my inlet and this is my outlet. So what I want to do for the purposes of back flushing this is I actually want it to go through backwards, so that whatever has built up over time has gotten eroded in a certain way, where you want to erode it the opposite way to pick it up and release it. So this is normally my inlet, so this is going to be my outlet. So I'm just going to take my regular plain old hose with nothing on it, and I'm going to shove it on here. Now be careful, because these are very fragile. You do not want to screw it up. You will be pissed off if you bend it and now you need a new heater core, because then you will have to take out your entire dashboard in order to get to it. Okay, now I'm gonna put a clamp on here, but I have to get it. So for right now, I'm gonna take the other one that has the adapter on it, and I'm gonna put it on the opposite side. Okay, get on there. Just wiggle it slow. You do not want to bend it. Okay, and then this is what I'm going to use to tighten it on, because you're going to run some pressure through here. Not much though. Okay, as you can see, that's getting really disgusting. I don't know why animals would find that appetizing. Okay, got some more of these. Now I just happen to have them laying around. You can get them at the parts store, you can get them at the hardware store. And all you do is screw them on, obviously. So slide this bad boy right down here. Okay, and now all I'm going to do is tighten those up. See if I can get this camera to stay still.